Okay, today I'm making a bow that can shoot real far. Just cutting to the chase right here, I want to be able to shoot things from real far away. And as I recall, this video idea actually came from a viewer in like a comment like ages ago. So there's your evidence that I do actually take viewer ideas, and you should send me your ideas, because god, I'm running out of ideas. So jumping right into this, before we actually get started on the bow, I want to make it so that I can calculate the distance that the arrow flew before hitting its target. So getting the distance between two entities is a little bit of a tricky subject. The issue here is that the typical way that one would mathematically get the distance between two entities is with the Pythagorean theorem. But that involves a square root operation, which sadly is an operation not involved in scoreboard math. So I think it is probably not practical to do. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use ray casting. Basically, when you shoot your bow and it hits the target, like an armor stand will be summoned at you, and it will teleport directly towards the target one block at a time, and incrementing up on a scoreboard every step of the way. That way, when it gets there, we will have a, whole number approximation for how many blocks away the target was. That's one of those things that seems like it should work in theory and might be more complicated than that. So let's get started. Alright, let's start out with an early test here. I don't think any of this is really going to be working. In fact, I know it's not, but it's possible that it's partially working. So if I say shoot this pig here, I am summoning a whole lot of armor stands and they are following the guy, which is good, but it's very obviously an issue at the current moment. Kind of pretty though, somehow. Now, obviously the issues here are we need to summon only one armor stand, and we need this cluster here to basically kill itself off before it even exists. Alright, let's check this out. This is the first one that's going to actually be, hopefully, somewhat functional. If I shoot the thing, I said if I shoot the pig, it says target hit from 10 blocks away. Exactly as expected. I need to stop killing the animals. Can we just get a measurement? Okay, we are back to an infinite loop somehow or another. I forgot to reset the scoreboard objective, so that's probably part of the issue, but it seems like not the only issue. Okay, let's try again maybe. I don't know what the infinite loop was doing before. It seems like it's maybe working now. It's always hard to say with these kinds of things, but it is looking good, I would say. I mean, we're not getting any more infinite loops, and we're not getting any more, obviously wrong numbers. So I'm going to call that a success, and actually that was a pretty decent shot, if I do say so myself. Okay, so with that sort of working, in fact not sort of working at all, but just working, I think we should probably get started doing a real bow stuff. So listen, the first thing I want to do is, when you're trying to shoot something real far away, you have to actually aim properly. You can't just, okay, I'm a god at the game, but you can't just point directly at it. If you do, your arrow, oh come on, okay, if you pick a farther away target and shoot right at it, then your arrow is going to miss. So the first thing I want to do is make it so that an arrow like that would actually hit. Luckily, that is surprisingly easy to do. Arrows and actually all entities have a no gravity property. And so for our cases, that is actually quite useful, I would say. Because I believe we can just literally turn on the no gravity property for all the arrows, and that's it. I mean, let's just give that a shot. It's literally one command block, and if we turn it on, our arrows are flying exactly straight. So that pig, which is quite a ways away, I can just zoom in on it, shoot. Okay, well, there's some sort of inherent inaccuracy, but that would have been a hard shot otherwise. And with this, I can kind of just point and click. Yeah, see, 64 blocks away. That's a new record, just like that. But so as we saw that one time, and maybe I'll actually be able to demonstrate again, even without the gravity, even if the target is standing still and you're facing directly at it, I mean, not usually, but there's some variation. And even if there's not variation, sometimes people are just bad. I mean, look at, wow, okay, I hit the sheep. My god, oops, I missed the sheep. Okay, I'm so bad, right? I want these arrows to actually, actively home in on their target. So I'm probably going to do this using shoot facing to modify the data of the arrows, the motion data, so that they sort of shoot towards the nearest entity. And I mean, It sounds simple enough in concept, and we will see if it is simple enough in practice. Spoiler alert, it's not. Shoot facing is never simple. Alright, this is one of those fun, like, it seems like it should be way more complicated than it is. I mean, this is 4 command blocks, so I'll be a little bit surprised if it works. But let's see, if I shoot a little ways away from this sheep... Oh, it hit the squid! So right now I set it to target anything within 10 blocks. But it seems like that might be a little bit problematic because it's causing it to hit things that I am straight up not aiming at. So I think I'm going to reduce it from 10 blocks down to like 5, 3 even. You know, I'll experiment and see what seems good. I believe I found the issue actually. 10 blocks may or may not end up being okay. The issue was that it was basically seeing that I existed and therefore determining that it should target like auto aim onto the nearest enemy. So 10 blocks might actually be okay. Let's see, because now with that issue resolved, right, this seems like a good example. If it targets towards that pig as I'm clearly shooting towards the sheep, it did not do that. So maybe 10 blocks is okay after all. Yeah. And if I miss the sheep, even by a substantial margin, it gets close enough and it's just like, no. I kind of enjoy that, to be honest. I mean, like here, this seems cruel, but let's shoot way over at those horses, right? If it hit the sheep. Okay, fine. Trying again with the horses. Yeah, that's fine. And that was my first ever double-digit shot. So I'm pretty cool, I guess you could say. So at this point, it is like, if you're aiming at something, it's like hard to miss it, honestly. So I had originally been planning to basically just make it even easier to hit things, but I think at this point there's not much sense in doing that. I mean, like, literally, like, just pick something far away. Too bad you don't get to pick. It's the horses again, because they're the farthest away thing. Like, I am honestly fairly confident in my, yeah, like, it's so easy to hit things at this point. So there's no sense in just making it even easier to hit things. So instead, I would sort of like to make a few, like, arrow abilities, which makes 0 sense, but I'll get into it. Actually, thinking about it, it might make perfect sense. I just want it to be possible to sort of have your arrow do things besides just hit the target. And what I really want is, I want it to do things, not when it hits the target, but just whenever you want. Like, I want to have a collection of probably carrots on sticks, because that's what's easiest, and I want it to be possible to use those to do, like, whatever. So, let's get started on that. So this should be pretty simple to do. You know, we're just using a scoreboard objective to track how many times we click with the old carrot on a stick. So starting off, as you might have guessed from the name of this carrot on a stick, I want to do an explosion. Okay. Let's go ahead and give this a test. If I shoot an arrow just wherever and then activate this, absolutely nothing happens. You'll love to see it. Well, I tried to sort by the tag arrow instead of the type arrow, which is probably a good way to have a bad time. For goodness sakes, hopefully now, there we go. It actually explodes, and it looks like it might kill... No, it does not kill the arrow in the process. Okay then, no problems at all. Just pure epicness, I guess. Oh, it is summoning TNT at all the arrows, even the ones in the ground. Cool as that is, I think it is not something I want to be a thing. So, I do believe next up we need to make another ability. And for this one, I think it would be fun if you could actually teleport to the arrow. I think that this will be similarly simple, but once again, we will see. It is not simple, oh boy. Wow, guess why it was? There was a space at the end of the command. I hate that. Okay, now we do it. Oh boy. Some of these arrows appear to be a little bit broken. I should kill all the arrows. Trying it in just a little bit more of a reasonable setting, you know, it works. So, I think it's time to move on to the next ability. So I sort of like the idea of an arrow summoning more arrows, just, you know, for extra chaos. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Cool in principle. The issue with it is that it's literally just a previous one, except instead of TNT, we just say arrow. What I'm thinking could be cool about this is the fact that it may or may not, in fact, it probably will, continue to sort of do the auto-aim with the summoned arrows. So like if we shoot just over this pig and just spam that, Ooh boy, it gets a little bit broken, it looks like. Although, oh, you know what the issue is, actually, because I know what the issue is. The issue is that these arrows have no gravity. So, that's a problem. Alright, not even especially trying to aim at the pig, except I did aim at the pig. There we go. Now that is much better. Less stupid. You know, we do get a nice little arrow rain, and those arrows will target people, but will not summon more arrows or do anything stupid like that. So, I would call that one another success from your epic favorite man, Henry Cat. And speaking of success, I think that that is probably a good place to leave this video. I don't know, it might end up a bit short, but I think I got enough in there that it'll be good. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this epic, amazing, cool video. If you have any ideas for what you want me to do, like literally anything, feel free to let me know. As always, I can't guarantee I will do it, because some things, honestly, are just kind of difficult, but I will at least take a look at it and consider it. And as you can see from this video, sometimes I do them, assuming that someone did actually suggest this, and that's not just like a figment of my imagination. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.